Why hundreds of companies will buy Bitcoin in 2025. It's funny. In the last segment, I was talking about about technologies that the UN wants to control. I didn't mention cryptocurrency, though obviously that's definitely one of them. The reason I didn't mention is probably because I view cryptocurrency as a currency. Yes, it's the technology, but it is, I believe, the future of finance, the future of economic factors, we'll say. But they are going to try to control it. I would have thought that they would be successful if it wasn't for the political trends in recent weeks. Not just months or years, weeks. Yes, President Trump's victory turned me from bearish to bullish when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, before I get into this article, by the way, I have to note this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. All investments, yada yada yada. Okay, you know the thing, as Joe Biden would say. I don't want people saying, "Well, Rucker said to buy Bitcoin, and now I'm broke because Bitcoin crashed." I don't know. Look, I'm not making recommendations here. I'm just this article's pretty compelling. We have it over at economiccollapse.report by Activist Post. Matt Hougan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise, has issued a bold prediction. Hundreds of companies will buy Bitcoin as a treasury asset over the next 12 to 18 months. The shift, which Hougan describes as an overlooked megatrend, has the potential to significantly influence Bitcoin's market trajectory. MicroStrategy, led by Michael Saylor, has become synonymous with corporate Bitcoin adoption. Though ranked only 220th globally by market capitalization, the company's influence on the Bitcoin market is disproportionate. In 2024 alone, MicroStrategy acquired 257,000 Bitcoins, which exceeds the total Bitcoin mined that year. The company's ambition shows no signs of slowing. It recently announced plans to raise $42 billion for additional Bitcoin purchases, which is equivalent to 2.6 years at current rates. MicroStrategy's actions are just the tip of the iceberg. According to Hougan, 70 publicly traded companies already hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets. This list includes not only crypto-native firms like Coinbase and Marathon Digital, but also mainstream giants like Tesla, Block, and Mercado Libre. Together, these firms, excluding MicroStrategy, own 141,000 Bitcoin. Private companies are also significant players. SpaceX, Block One, and others collectively hold at least 368,000 Bitcoin, based on data from BitcoinTreasuries.com. Hougan highlights that MicroStrategy's share of the corporate Bitcoin market is already less than 50% and is likely to decline further as adoption grows. What happens when a larger company like Meta, which is 20 times larger than MicroStrategy, what happens when they start adopting MicroStrategy's strategy? Currently, shareholders are already suggesting to add Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Let's talk about why corporate Bitcoin adoption is poised to accelerate. According to the article, two major barriers have historically constrained corporate adoption of Bitcoin: reputational risk and unfavorable accounting rules. Both have shifted dramatically in recent months. And you can read this. I'm not going to just read the article to you. You can go to economiccollapse.report and find this article, and it can go into why those two things, the two changes, reduced reputational risk and favorable accounting changes, why that is benefiting Bitcoin and why corporations are now starting to get really behind it. Speaking of which, why are they getting behind it? According to the article, corporate motivations for holding Bitcoin mirror those of individual investors. Hougan outlined several reasons. Number one, hedging against inflation. Number two, I'll go into more details. Hedging against inflation. Bitcoin is viewed as a safeguard against currency debasement. True. Number two, speculation. Some companies aim to boost stock prices through Bitcoin exposure. Very true again. Number three, cultural signaling. Holding Bitcoin signals alignment with innovation and attracts a younger, tech-savvy customer base. May or may not be true. But number four is definitely true. Strategic hunches. For many, Bitcoin ownership is a calculated gamble. Hougan asserts that the motivations behind corporate adoption matter less than the magnitude of demand. You just need to look at the numbers, he writes. Where does all this demand look like it's going, and what would that mean for the market? This megatrend could redefine the markets. Hougan's memo paints a bullish picture of Bitcoin's future. If hundreds of companies like MicroStrategy's lead, the cumulative demand could drive Bitcoin's price significantly higher in the coming year. With 70 companies already on board under less favorable conditions, the stage is set for an explosion in adoption. This trend not only highlights Bitcoin's evolving role as a treasury asset, but also underscores its growing acceptance as a mainstream financial instrument. For mature investors, the implications are clear. The next 18 months could mark a pivotal period in Bitcoin's journey from speculative asset to institutional cornerstone. And again, I'm not offering financial advice here, but according to the article, they say the time to buy is now. With reputational risks fading, accounting rules evolving, and demand accelerating, Bitcoin's integration into corporate treasuries appears inevitable. Hougan's analysis invites investors to consider the broader implications. If corporations truly embrace Bitcoin at scale, what could that mean for the market's future? For savvy investors, the answer might lie in acting sooner rather than later. And then I'll go ahead and read their disclaimer. This article is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. And I wholeheartedly agree. This changed ever since Trump won. This is when I went out there and started, and I was expecting Trump to win anyway. So I was looking before at possibilities, and I did find one company that I personally like. Okay. You can check them out, learn more by going to jdrucker.com/crypto, jdrucker.com/crypto. They are a sponsor of this show, but after looking at literally dozens of possibilities, this is the one that stood out. This is the one that combines AI-driven data with actual human experts. People don't have to be experts, whether they want to move their cash over, if they want to back their IRA, if you want to do a rollover, take your IRA out of the stock market or part of it, put it into crypto, go to jdrucker.com/crypto and learn how to get into Bitcoin now before it's too late. I'm laughing because it's like, yay, Trump won. Lord willing, I will be back very soon with another episode. But in the meantime, you all stay strong, stay safe, and God bless. Let's spread the truth together. You can connect with me on X at @JDRucker, or you could subscribe to my Rumble channel, jdrucker.com/rumble, jdrucker.com/rumble.